Today I'm going to take you through a 30-minute superset pairs dumbbell leg workout. You can do this as a follow along with me. I'm going to be using 2 pairs of dumbbells, one heavier pair, 17.5 kilo, 38 pounds each. One lighter, 10 kilo pair, that's about 22 pounds each, but just make do with whatever you've got. Let's kick things off with a brief bodyweight warm-up before getting into those dumbbell strength sections. So we've got 4 exercises in this first warm-up section. We're going to do 30 seconds of each, just linking each one smoothly into the next. I'm going to start with a sumo squat. So feet nice and wide, turn them out about 45 degrees to one another. We're going to feel the stretch down the inside of the thighs. Let's go. So sumo squats, continuous reps. I'm going to draw the hips back slightly, allowing a little bit more of a hinge than you would in a regular squat, but still not quite as much as a deadlift. Make sure the knees pushed out nice and wide. I'm going to open the hips, getting them nice and warmed up. I'm going to link this straight into a reverse lunge with a twist. So reverse lunge, twist over the front leg, and repeat, alternating sides. So I'm going to reverse lunge, twist over the front leg. Make sure that front knee is nice and aligned forwards, so we're not collapsing it in. You want to generally keep your knee from collapsing inside of your big toe, so don't let it collapse in. Inchworms now, stand at one edge of your mat, hinge at the hip, walk out into a press-up position, walk back till you can touch your toes, stand up, try and hinge with a flat back. To start, minimal leg bend for the whole movement. We're going to link this one into a Spider-Man lunge. So maybe stop in the press-up position on your next rep. Take one foot on the outside of the little finger, turn towards that front foot and switch sides. Outside of the little finger, turn towards the front foot and repeat. Try and straighten up through the back leg. Feeling that hip flexor whilst getting a nice glute, hamstring and upper back opener. Okay, straight back into those sumo squats now. So it's basically just a wide stance squat with an exaggerated turnout of the feet, and then as your feet are turned out, we're trying to match knee angle to foot angle, so we're going to point the knees out as well. Sit your hips back, try not to collapse the tailbone under at the bottom. We go for those reverse lunges, lunge and twist, a little bit of rotation, warming the back up. Got 2 rounds, so we're in the second round. It's a very quick warm up, just a 30-minute workout, so we don't want to spend the whole thing warming up. All right, we're going to go inchworm, flat back hinge, straight leg, reach to the floor. If you need to bend your legs, that's absolutely fine. Next one, stay in the press-up position, and we're gonna go for those Spider-Man lunge and rotations. So if you're more flexible, you'd have your foot a bit narrower, maybe on your mat. If you're less flexible, put your foot nice and wide, makes it easier, and your foot up nice and wide. All right, let's get those heavy dumbbells ready. So I'm going to use this 17.5 kilo pair. I'm actually going to use a plate as well, because we're going to do a cyclist squat. Don't worry if you haven't got something. Ideally, if you've got something to prop your heels up, use that. But if not, you could just use a book or just use a close foot squat, and don't worry about propping your heels up. But the cyclist squat is going to have a heel elevation and it's going to have a very upright position. It's basically a goblet squat with heel elevation and closer feet. So let's go 40 seconds on, and we're going to pair that with another exercise. So coming down, getting a nice big quad stretch. I can come low because I've got that heel elevation, keeping the dumbbell close into my body. If you haven't got a heel elevation, you just step forwards. You can still go pretty low with a slightly closer foot squat position. Don't worry if the knees come over the toes, that's not a bad thing as long as your heels stay down. Okay, we've got Romanian deadlifts as the pair. So get both dumbbells. I'm going to hinge at the hip, relatively straight legs throughout. So I'm going to unlock the knees, but then keeping that angle relatively consistent. I'm going to pull the hips back, feel those hamstrings stretch. Keep the lats engaged back to stop my upper or lower back from rounding. You should have straight feet for a Romanian deadlift, no turn out. All right, 30 seconds off whilst we get onto the next pair. We're gonna do a sumo deadlift. I'm just gonna hold a single dumbbell in my hand to get that sumo stance. We should be able to get quite a lot of reps done with this, and you're just gonna go as low as you're comfortable with. So I'm gonna hold it in two hands like this. Push the hips back. It's almost half deadlift, half squat. So you're a little bit more upright than a deadlift, a little bit more horizontal than a squat. I'd say aim for about a 45-degree angle with your back in the base of the deadlift. Knees pushed out nice and wide. If you're feeling good, maybe we could rep a little bit faster with these. Great job, onto the mat. No dumbbell needed. Lie on your back. We're gonna try and straighten the legs. We're gonna do a dead bug. So you're gonna drop opposite arm and opposite leg down. Try and keep your legs as straight as you can. And if you're really struggling with this, will allow you to do a 90-degree angle. This is more of a classic dead bug. But if you could, straighten them up a little bit and get those hip flexors fired up and engaged, that would be fantastic. That would make it a nice pair with that glute work. Great, okay, so there's round one done. So got a brief break and we're back to that goblet squat Romanian deadlift pair. So the goblet cyclist squat, hit the quads, Romanian deadlift for the other side, your hamstring, that antagonist, agonist superset. And then the second pair is actually a glute with a hip flexor pair. Let's get you ready to go though for round two. Nice and low, big stretch on the quads, back up. Keep your torso upright, minimizing any stress on the lower back. Taking both dumbbells now. Got those Romanian deadlifts. Feel the hamstrings stretch, and then squeeze the glutes through. So you're pulling the hips back, unlocking the knees, but then not bending them. If you bend them too much, you'll just lose that hamstring stretch. Keep the shoulder blades pulled back and down, almost like you're putting them in your back pockets. All right, onto that next pair. I'm gonna take one dumbbell, we're gonna do that single dumbbell sumo deadlift. There's two ways of holding it. You could hold it on the handle, or you could hold it on one end of the dumbbell. It's just whatever's comfortable for you. I find if I hold it on the end of the dumbbell, it actually limits my range, so I'm gonna hold the handle. Nice and low. Squat into those glutes, squeeze them through, knees out nice and wide. So if you prefer to hold it like this, it's probably a more comfortable way to hold the dumbbell, but the limit is that I'm hitting the floor. But if you're not finding that's an issue, maybe this is better for you. But for me, I can go a little bit lower if I hold onto the handle. Rep it out. Onto your back on the mats. You either got that regular dead bug if you were struggling with the straight legs, or that straight leg variation. Opposites drop. I understand this is a coordination nightmare, but I promise with practice, you'll get better at it. The point of a dead bug really is to keep your lower back flat to the mat. So you should be bracing your core. And as you drop, you should not be arching your back off the mat. Great job. 2 down. 1 round to go in this first section. Then we're going to move to those lighter dumbbells if you've got some, and we're going to do some new superset pairs. So get ready for that cyclist squat. If you've got something to put under your heel, go get something. If not, just do a close foot goblet squat, that's fine as well. Whoa. Taking both dumbbells. Got those Romanian deadlifts. Keep the dumbbells really close to your legs, almost running them down the sides. The closer the dumbbells stay to your legs, there's less stress on your lower back and the better hamstring stretch you're gonna get. Definitely feeling it in this third round, as you can hear from my breathing. Got those sumo deadlifts next for the final time. Let's see if we can rep it a little bit faster this time. You get that nice wide stance. As you warm up, you might be able to sit a little deeper into it this time. Great job, onto the mat for that dead bug. So lower back braced into the floor as you engage your abs, especially when you're in that open position. Really try and pull the top leg in, trying to straighten it as much as possible. Great job, you got 45 seconds off. Let's move down to that lighter pair of dumbbells. I'm gonna go to 10 kilos per dumbbell, 22 pounds. If you're enjoying working out with me, or you fancy more of a sets and reps periodized strength plan, check out my 12-week dumbbell plan ebook, which I'll link in the description below. It's the closest thing you'll get to how I personally train. I tend to use mostly dumbbells. Anyway, there's also a nutrition plan ebook that goes really nicely with that. So check that out, all in the description of this video. But let's get started with that next round. You're just gonna need one dumbbell. We're gonna do a front lunge into a lateral lunge. So front lunge and then lateral. So if I've got the dumbbell in my right hand, I'm gonna be stepping forwards with my left leg and then stepping laterally with my left leg. We're gonna do all 40 seconds on this side, and then you guessed it, we're gonna go to the other side. If you're struggling with the weight, do the same thing, just with body weight is fine. Okay, so remember which side you've got it in. Go into the other side. You're gonna step with the other leg. Our front lunge, feet together. Lateral lunge, feet together. So front lunge, lateral lunge. Your trailing leg should stay straight. And this knee should be pushed out nice and wide, making sure it's not caving into the center. Knee out nice and wide. Right, one of my favorites now. We're gonna do something called a stay low lunge. So you're gonna take one dumbbell, we're gonna hold it in a goblet squat position, but you're gonna be kneeling down. I've just doubled my mat up just to give me a bit of comfort. I'm gonna come up into a squat position and then back down. I'm gonna try and alternate my leading leg for this one. So I'm gonna come up with my left, up my right, down with my left, down my right, up with my right, up with the left, down with the right, down with the left. I'm going to alternate, so lead with the left, lead down with the left, lead up with the right, lead down with the right. We're not standing up, we're just staying low. If your knees can't cope with this, just give me an alternating reverse lunge instead. Great job. Okay, onto your back, on the mats. Glute bridge. And then we're gonna extend one leg out. Just slowly bring it in. You're gonna extend the next leg out. You're gonna repeat. So I'm staying up in the glute bridge. Glutes engaged, ribs tucked down and in. And we're gonna do these alternating extensions, feeling a little bit more through the hamstring when I extend out on the supporting leg. Oh, great job. Got round 1 of 3 done. Got 30 seconds off. We're going again. We're going to do that front to lateral lunge. So if I'm going to hold the dumbbell in my right hand, I'm going to lunge forwards with my left leg. So you're going to lunge forwards. That same leg you just lunged forwards with, you're going to step out to the side and repeat. Finish that rep off. Taking it to the other side, so switch over. I've got the dumbbell in my left hand, so I'm going to step my right leg forwards. It doesn't matter which side you started on. Definitely a tough one, this superset leg workout. Alright, got those stay low lunges. If you're struggling with them, you could just do an alternating reverse lunge. This is actually day 7 of a 6-week 30 workout dumbbell lift series, all free on YouTube. So if you want to see that, check out the playlists on my channel and you'll find the whole series. Maybe go back to day 1. And if you're in the middle of the series, good job. Keep going with it. Make sure I see you at day 30. So I'm going to lead up with the left, lead down with the left, lead up with the right, and down with the right, and repeat. You can do this body weight as well. So if you're struggling, just put your arms out front like that. A little bit easier than doing it with the dumbbell. Let's finish off your rep. Okay, we're going into that glute bridge. An isometric hold, that just means maintaining tension on the muscle. And then we're going to extend one leg out and we're going to alternate. So I'm going to stay up. I'm trying to tilt my pelvis under, tilt my ribs down and in, and then go for a nice extension. Maybe we should let's hold a little bit longer in these extensions, make it a bit more challenging. So 1, 2, and in, switch, 1, 2, and in, and let's try and keep to this tempo. great job, don't go anywhere. We've got one more round to go and then you've finished the workout. So we've got those lunges. So we've got the front to side lunge. I'm going to take the dumbbell in my right hand. I'm going to step forwards with my left leg, but it doesn't matter which side you start on as long as you do both. Really make sure you're keeping the trailing leg straight, no bend in that knee. Don't worry if you're not going far, your mobility will improve over time if you continuously train with a full range of motion. I'm a big believer that one of the best things you can do for flexibility is just train regularly, pushing your range of motion to the limit that feels comfortable. Don't half rep anything. I'm gonna go to the other side. So you've got three options here. You've got stay low lunges with the dumbbell. You've got the body weight stay low lunges. And you could just do a standing alternating reverse lunge if for whatever reason you struggle, maybe kneeling on a mat. Let's lead up with the left, lead down with the left, lead up with the right, lead down with the right, and keep alternating. Final exercise of the workout. Do that isometric glute bridge hold. Oh. Let's extend out, hold 1, 2, and quick switch. Next one, 1, 2. Trying to stay nice and high. I've got the dumbbell on my hip for a bit of added resistance. But you can do this without the dumbbell. Like I said before, check out those ebooks, and if you're on the dumbbell series, I'll see you at workout 30 in a few weeks' time. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check it out in my playlists. That's it. Workout complete. Great job. Thanks for joining me for that leg workout. Let me know in the comments below, how did you find it and where in the world are you following along from? I really do like to hear that. Check out the next day in my 6-week 30 workout lift series here. And if you want to find out more about that 12-week dumbbell plan ebook, I'll put a little preview video here. Hit the thumbs up button, make sure you're subscribed. See you again soon for another workout.